Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Actually, we approached the suppliers in this situation. Our planning division did contact na po suppliers and then they provided the technical requirements and then requested for the pricing. It will be good, Your Honor. Of course, I will provide for the preliminaries, but our planning division people are here also to provide answers on that, on the details. So they approached four suppliers, 6 suppliers as I mentioned earlier. Maliit lang po.
Ito
So
po
we
yung
have,
benefit price analysis, PS-DBM, okay?
So
you
they approached Huawei,
Columbia Technologies,
Columbia Technologies,
Bowman
Technologies,
DSTECS.
That's right, Madam Senator.
And then
the other one did not provide for pricing because they're supplying a branded laptop that's known in the market. So for the 4, they have provided the following prices. 42,000, around that much. 46,000 for Columbia. Huawei, 42,000. Bowman, 60,000. And VSTECS, Philippines, 58,300 po.
So way above the approved budget contract of 35,000 pesos, Executive Director.
It would appear on the record, Your Honor, that that's the case po. But I believe what DepEd submitted to PS-DBM, at least per the record po, was that they conducted the 35,000 market survey or the price that's submitted by DepEd sometime in March 2020. Perhaps our DepEd colleagues can also confirm that. It's a March 2020 pricing po. This one was conducted
Pero Executive
March
Director,
26.
excuse me. That's right. Kinonduct nyo po March 26, 2021. Ganyang kabilis ba at kataas tumataas ang prices na lalabas sa market surveys kung taken just 1 year apart? Posible ba yon? From 35,000 to a range of 42,000 to 60,000? I mean, considering pandemic, diba, na nabasag yung supply chain, hirap yung production, hindi ba by competition among companies sa ganitong kalalang krisis, bababa ang preso at hindi tataas?
For the record, Your Honor, these are the prices that were that are reflected on the record. But then, of course, it's a possibility that it will increase or it will decrease. Depende po sa demand, depende po sa availability ng chips, depende po sa market suppliers available. And then there's so many externalities, Your Honor, on the effect to the market price.
Senator Ontiveros, was intimated
Yes, Mr.
to me
Chair.
by Senator Cayetano na mas malaki yung posibilidad na bumaba kasi may mga new models na lumalabas.
Yes, Mr.
Tama po,
Chair. I
Director?
complete that observation.
So dapat bumaba yung presyo kasi old model na yung dati.
That could be the case, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So that's really something very puzzling, no? Kung bakit yan ang lumabas sa market survey and in effect tinanggap ng PS-DBM to proceed with into the bidding process on the basis of these prices. So I'll just note that, Mr. Chair, and ED Santiago, please proceed para to answer my question na bakit pumayag ang PS-DBM na 66% no ang price increase, ano yung justification para sa 66% ultimately na price increase?
Your Honor, thank you for the question but during this time I'm not yet with the PS-DBM I just assumed office.
Sino po yung nasa PS-DBM at the time of March 26, 2021?
I believe it's Executive Director Wayan, Your Honor.
I see. In that
Jason
case,
Merwayan.
Mr. Chair, Yes, in that case, Mr. Chair, may we request the chair to recognize former PS-DBM Executive Director Uwayan to answer this first question of mine.
Can the former PS-DBM head, Attorney Lloyd Lao, oblige us,
Hi.
provide us with
Yes.
an
Hi,
answer?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Chair.
Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Former
This is
USEC,
Attorney
yes.
Lau.
We see you, we
I
hear
think
you.
the statement given by Executive Director Santiago was regarding the market survey conducted on March 2020, not 2021.
No, Mr. Chair.
Um,
I'm sorry, Attorney Lau, but I am holding the document in my hand, Mr. Chair. Yung sinite po ni
yes.
current ED Santiago, is the price analysis dated 26 March 2021, Mr. Chair, not 2020.
Correct. There are two kasi. The first statement of
Yes.
Executive Director Santiago was March 2020 and the second one is March 2021. The March 2020 market survey na tag 30, I think the basis of the 35,000 APR
Yes.
agency purchase request issued by DepEd was based on the June 2020 notice of award laptop procured by PS-DBM in favor of Columbia Technologies for the supply of laptops to DepEd in the amount of 32,000 pesos per unit with processor of Intel Core i5, which was delivered to DepEd on I think basta it was awarded on June 2020. Then
Former USEC
on
Lao, may I
March,
just clarify, yung sabi niyong Columbia Technologies price sa price analysis in 2020, sabi niyo lumabas na 32,000. Ito yung ngayong sa March 2021 market survey, tumaas na to 46,000.
yes,
So tumaas
I'm
din.
going there, Senator.
All
Yes,
right.
I'm going there, Senator.
Please proceed.
After na-award yun, we issued a notice of award in favor of Columbia Technologies. I was executive director during that time on June 2020. It was at around 32,000 per unit. Then
Yes.
the DepEd asked to procure another one, the 2.4 billion. So we entered into a memorandum of agreement with DepEd. So as a natural course, they will issue an agency purchase request. I think the base of the 35,000 is procurement last on the 2020 procurement, which was 32,000. Kaya 35 ang nilagay nila. So based on that, they issued 35,000. Pina-market survey natin ito with our back group. Nung nag-market survey sila, yan po yung result. The difference kasi, nung tinanong namin I think this will be best answered by the procurement group, why it increased is, but based on my recollection, although there's disparity in the technical specification, there are also add-ons in the requirement of DepEd, yung warranty, mga servicing software. I'm not familiar with that. So I think that's the reason why when they conducted it, medyo ang alam ko tumaas kasi on 2020 and 2021 naubos po ang laptop ng PS-DBM because all agencies were requesting for laptop. Also in the market nagkaubusan ng laptop kasi lahat po nag-online classes, lahat po ng mga offices tumigil. Not all, most staff in the workplace, but work from home. So lahat tumaas.
Can you repeat that, Yusek Lao? Can you repeat that? Nag-choppy ka.
I think
Can
that's
you
an
repeat that?
explanation, Senator.
Can you repeat that, Attorney Lao?
Yes, tumaas po ang demand. Which part po? Yung the pricing or the market survey?
The pricing
The last
for
sentence.
USEC
Oh, yeah.
Lao.
The last sentence. Tumaas po kasi ang demand ng laptop on the year 2020. Kasi naubos yung laptop ng PS-DBM, our mid-range, high-end, and the lightweight, pati yung mga desktop natin na naubusan kasi binibili lahat ng agencies, pati din sa market. Kasi I was asking the supplier then, kasi we can do repeat orders. On 2020, I was asking, give me repeat order. And they were saying, we cannot give repeat order kasi lumiit yung work in the office, tumaas yung work from home. So everybody was buying laptop, pati yung schools, and everybody was going online. So the demand for laptop increased. That's the reason why tumaas yung prices. Nagkaubusan ng stocks. So when we conducted the market survey on March, yan daw yung reason na tumaas. Noting
Thank you
na
for
we admit on 2020 po June, we really awarded in favor of DepEd 32,000 pesos na laptop at Intel Core i5 na po. That's a fact po.